Something tells me that it is June. You know what June means? June means the scariest month for all the conservative people in the world when they scream in unison in absolute horror, in absolute terror. So yeah, this June is Pride Month. Okay, congratulations. And you know, the best way to kickstart the celebration of Pride is to tell you a horror story related to this month. I mean, let me tell you a horror story. I'm sure you like horror stories. So, my country of origin, I'm originally from Central Asia. Well, yes, I know I did not choose the region to be born in. I didn't choose it. If I could choose it, I certainly would not choose that region, obviously. But since I had no say in where I would be born, well, I kinda got spawned randomly there. So the thing is, my country is not exactly LGBTQ friendly. People aren't exactly LGBTQ friendly, and the government is not exactly LGBTQ friendly. So there is a bookstore in the capital city, like it's the only bookstore that sells books in English. Like you won't find any other English bookstore in an entire country. I actually know the owner. She's a pretty cool woman. We kind of worked together in a certain political organization a couple of years ago. So she worked really, really hard in order to make her dream come true, which her dream was to open up an English bookstore. And you know, she became a member of some kind of international book organization or something like that. I'm not really sure, to be honest. So she worked really hard and finally opened. First, she opened a very small bookstore. Then her business kind of expanded and she bought a new place just across the street, an even bigger place, and she opened an even bigger bookstore about a couple of years ago, I think. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. So, and recently she made a post that she made a post recommending people to buy a book about the LGBTQ history for the Pride Month, and I mean, what could go wrong? I mean, it's just a book about the LGBTQ history. If you live in Western country, I mean, what's wrong with it? Not a big deal. Just another gay book. But remember that we're not talking about Western Europe or the United States or Canada. We're talking about a freaking conservative Asian country. So some people saw that post on Instagram about an LGBTQ plus book and got absolutely pissed. Got absolutely furious. So we have this kind of our own version of FBI in our country. So people started calling to this our version of the FBI to check her store, to kind of inspect her store, to come to her apartment, because there is a law in the governmental law, which was, I guess, released about 2 years ago or maybe 3 years ago, which is, I guess, 3 years ago, because I was still there, didn't study abroad, so it was about 3 years ago. So the law was against the LGBTQ propaganda for minors. I mean, it's not called that, it's called the propaganda of non-traditional relationships. I mean, obviously obviously non-heterosexual relationships are applied by non-traditional, because traditional relationship is when a man beats his wife and his kids and everyone is miserable and everyone is fucking fucked up and everyone dies miserable eventually. That's like kind of heteronormative traditional values. Like throughout the history, no one has been happy. Every person in history was fucking miserable. So misery is kind of our traditional values, which we must uphold to. We must keep to our traditional values of absolute misery and absolute horror instead of life, beaten wives, beaten kids, alcoholic fathers, etc., etc. But at least we are resisting to this terrible kind of moral decay coming from the West in the form of LGBTQ+. So yeah, that's the law, and some people began asking our version of the FBI code, the GKNB. Uh, they began asking those guys to come and check the bookstore. Yeah, and I kind of began defending the bookstore, and not just because I know her and the bookstore owner, and not just because I know her, but because, well, it's kind of a morally right thing to stand up for oppressed people, to defend people who experience discrimination for no reason. In our case, LGBTQ plus people. And the post wasn't even about it was just about the book, like LGBTQ plus history. Maybe someone wants to read it, for educational purpose, but apparently anything remotely related to non-heterosexual relationship is completely should not be allowed completely. So I kind of began defending her, and to my Instagram, to my DM, it's kind of open. Anyone can message me. You can message me too whenever you want. I cannot guarantee I will reply, but you can message. So there were like 7-8 guys, and they all texted me, DM'd me on Instagram, and everything essential what they wrote me was they wished me a death. Some person said that I should give them my location, but I mean, I could give them my location anyway. I'm currently in Europe, so wouldn't matter. But still, if I were in my home country, they were asking to give them my location. They said that they would find me, that they would do something to me. I think beat me up, mutilate, whatever. Some guys said that they would send the police officers to my apartment, to my address. Like give me your address. Or one person threatened me. One person said that they know some kind of cool programmer with a computer science degree. Fuck. And that person can find my address. I mean, good luck. I permanently live in Europe currently, but okay. So they said that person would find my address, and they would send the police to me, or not police, someone else. Police in this context is not the worst possible option. I mean, so that's what I received, and it kind of reminded me of what happened 3 years ago exactly. Like it was in September, I guess. I was preparing to go abroad to study 3 years ago. And I worked as a delivery person for a delivery company. I was trying to get some working experience before college. I mean, the delivery was not related to my college degree. But I was just trying to grow up, make some money. So there was this chat for the delivery people, and all the delivery people all of them were guys. And so it was around June, I guess. On my profile picture, I had the Chegi fan art, Charlie and Veggie. I just had that, and in my bio I just had the Happy Pride Month or something like that, because it was June. And back then I also received a few death threats. I even received a call from some guy legitimately called me when I was at school. He called me and said, "Oh, give me your address. I mean, I'm gonna find you. I mean, you need to be punished. I mean, you're kind of trying to spoil our society, trying to spoil our kids. So, I mean, you need to be dealt with." So, just because they saw the PFP with Charlie and Peggy, imagine how, fucked up you must be to see a kind of fan art and, get completely pissed off. You don't just send the person some slurs or insults or anything like that. You just threaten people with violence, with persecution, with police and stuff. I don't know. It's completely horrific level of hatred. Yes, the recent events with the bookstore remind me of that. Obviously, the bookstore Instagram page had to remove the post with the LGBTQ book. Not because of homophobia, but because, well, it's like kind of a legitimate concern. I mean, she probably doesn't want authority coming down to her store and closing it down. I don't know. I think I will visit my home country soon, just, for the summer to see my parents, and I'll definitely check the bookstore. I hope it won't get closed, but the situation with LGBTQ rights is not really good. It's getting worse and worse and worse, and it's just, yeah. Anyway, traditional values. We all need traditional values. You know what traditional value is? I think it's when a girl is like 18, 19 years old, she doesn't go to school, to university. Just after just finishing high school, she gets married to a 30-year-old guy. They make like 3, 4, 5 children. She stays at home. She takes care of all the fucking children, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever. She has no proper education. She cannot do anything in life. All she can do is cook, take after children and look after children and do all other domestic chores. Whereas her husband is working somewhere and doesn't return home on time for dinner. He's somewhere cheating, drinking alcohol and stuff. Religious people always say that they're against alcohol, but then they drink like fucking pigs. So that's kind of like traditional values, like which LGBTQ people are trying to. This is the wonder, the absolute unmistakable virtue of heteronormative relationship. A 20-year-old wife who is uneducated, who has no rights, no voice, have to look after multiple children, take care of multiple children. She has no money, no car, no possessions, anything. She's essentially just like a servant, and her husband, who has everything, money and such, and he cheats on her. He beats her. He gets drunk. He beats the kids, and the older the kids get, the more he beats them. And in 2-3 years they completely hate each other. They cannot stand each other, and after 10, 15, 20 years they're both completely miserable. They hate their lives. The father becomes alcoholic. The mother, he's got like diabetes and other terrible health issues. The father's got health issues too, in addition to alcoholism. The kids, they also start drinking, smoking, using drugs. They don't study. They see nothing good in their lives. Their lives are absolutely bleak, absolutely, I would say, opaque, sunless, devoid of any sunlight and joy. And eventually someone commits suicide, or it ends up with in some tragedy. Somebody commits suicide, or somebody kills someone. Probably a husband just comes home drunk and kills his wife and maybe a couple of his children, and then goes to jail. Goes to jail for like a couple of years, and then the court like kind of releases him back because, well, the worst offense that is offending heteronormativity. I mean, if you are gay or something, you can go to jail for life. But if you kill your wife, like couple of years at best, come on, it's like our traditions: killing wives, killing women, killing children. It's kind of our tradition. It's in our blood, It's like in our blood. The more children and women you kill, the manlier you are. So it's kind of not really an offense. So that's the traditional value which we must hold on to. We must keep these traditional values against this evil Western, the decadent evil Western LGBTQ stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think for conservative people that must make sense. Obviously, if you are a sane person, like if you're not a complete idiot, this doesn't make any sense. But if you're a conservative, which isn't synonym for moron, but oftentimes it is. They are synonymous. Oftentimes a conservative person is also an absolute unredeemable moron. I wonder why it happens so often. Why these two come together so often. So anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. There is no script. I'm just keep ranting and ranting. Oh fuck. Anyway, happy Pride Month, and look what I got in a store called I still can't remember the name. Flying Tiger Copenhagen, like a Dutch store. Yes, something like that. Flying Copenhagen, Flying Tiger. Yeah, if you're from Europe, please let me know. I really can't remember the name of the store, but it's kind of cool. They kind of like a Pride Month sale. So yeah, you know, the country where I'm from is so damn fucked up that even my conservative father, he tells me, son, you know, come back for like summer holidays or like winter break, but do not come back to live permanently. There is nothing. Even my conservative father realizes that my home country is like an absolute shithole. Even he tells me, please don't live here permanently. Do not come back. Stay wherever you are. Study, work in Europe or in the United States, wherever you want. Just don't come back home because it's so bad. Even he realizes that. So the more the country, you know, holds to the normativity and patriarchy, the worse it is. I'm just okay. Thank you for listening to this rant, and maybe you have some, you know, experiences like that. Please share them in the comments. I would like to read. Thank you.